This is Maintenance and Manufacturing Insights, hosted by Martin Engster, bringing you straight conversations with the people keeping machines running and production moving.
So good morning, everybody. Wanted to introduce to you Christopher Skinner. He works for Technetics Group. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Why don't you go ahead and tell us about yourself real quick and what you do, where you work, and what your title is.
Yeah, so my name's Christopher Skinner. I'm a Army veteran. I grew up in the world of aviation. That's where I kind of developed my maintenance principles. So after, I grew up in the world of aviation in the Army, and then after I separated from the Army, I went to work for Tesla. That introduced me to manufacturing.
Okay.
Tesla, great company, lots of cool things. I had my mind, going 100 miles an hour at all times. It was great.
Tesla still has our mind going 100 miles an hour.
Oh, for sure.
Never know what they're going to come up with next or what he's going to come up with next, right?
Always doing something great, always pushing the edge. I love it.
That's right. He's definitely pushing the edge, that's for sure.
But yeah, so, I did a short term out there with Tesla, and then I moved. I wanted to get back closer to the East Coast. So in my travels, I took a stop in Louisiana, experienced the world of aluminum extrusions and food packaging, worked as maintenance technicians in different manufacturing facilities, reliability engineer, and then maintenance manager. And then here I am over at Technetics, and this is my home state, South Carolina. This is where I was trying to get back to. I'm the facilities and maintenance manager over here. We have 127 unique pieces of equipment. We design specific engineered parts for specific solutions. So everything we do is, we're not high volume, high speed. We're a low volume, high mix company.
Okay, so so is the company mainly focusing on parts for aerospace, or is it? I mean, who are your clients or your customer base? I mean, what's the main, drive, I guess?
Yeah, we have customers in several different industries. So yes, we do service the aerospace industry. We also service the nuclear. Oil and gas.
Yeah. That's huge in the US.
Yeah, automotive. Anywhere that you would need a seal, anything with specific engineered compression tolerances, we create that.
Okay. So with your maintenance, or going back to what you specifically do, you said you have 127 different individual machines. Are they similar as you go down the line, or are they everyone is just completely daggum different?
Yeah, so altogether we have 238 pieces of equipment. Wow. 137 of those are unique.
Okay.
So they are their own animal. We have presses, lathes.
That's over half. Yeah.
Yeah. And we design equipment specifically for, the products that we're building for customers. So yes, we do have a lot of machinery that you don't find anywhere else.
Right. So what's your standard operating procedure, your SOP? All right. I mean, us military guys, we like our little acronyms, don't we?
Yes, sir.
So what's your standard SOP for your maintenance program for your machines, your 300 plus pieces?
Yeah, so that is a constant work in progress. When I came in with the idea that we were going to touch every piece of machinery at least once a month, because that's the best way to find what's going on with the equipment, is put your hands on it. But with the demands of the plant and the small team that we have here, and the high diversity of equipment, that just wasn't possible.
Right.
So unfortunately, we historically have been a very reactive maintenance group. And, that's very common in manufacturing.
Yeah.
And that's what we're trying to get away from.
Sure.
So, last year I was able to make my first big push into some predictive maintenance
Awesome.
and monitoring. So,
Right. So with that being said, what was your big move? I mean, how'd you get to that to actually doing the preventative or the predictive versus trying to catch up all the time?
yeah, so we're still building that out. So what we did is we put a lot of IoT sensors out there. So we're measuring temperatures, vibrations of the motors, of the pumps, pressures of the coolants. So we're monitoring all those things,
Right.
and it was set up by the OEM and who they suggested.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the information that we were receiving from it just wasn't valuable, if it was present at all.
Right.
Um, so that's what kind of got me thinking in today's world with AI. Why information is so readily available. Why can't I do something myself? Why do I have
Right.
to rely on somebody else who's obviously falling short?
Yep.
So that led me into, okay, what can I do? Obviously there's different SCADA systems that take inputs from IoT sensors and act as sort of this digital reliability engineer and give you suggestions on what you can do. So I decided, okay, well, why don't I just go ahead and do something like that myself? And at the same time, I'm developing a database of knowledge, trend history of all these components. And so
Mm-hmm.
now I can start to forecast.
Right.
Uh, so that's kind of what I did. I kind of went home and on my free time outside of office hours, I
Right.
decided I'm going to start building solutions that are going to help me. And, maybe they help somebody else as
Sure.
well. That'd be cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's always weird how it's like, I mean, back to military even, I mean, your MOS, I'm not sure what your MOS was, your military occupational specialty, right? For those that don't veteran here.
That's right.
um, but it's really weird, like you learn your MOS in school and everything else, and then when you actually get into the field, it can be a world difference. I mean, it's almost like some of the things that you learned, you can just take that stuff and throw it out the window just because you're already working on the newer weapon system or the new system, and now you're having to learn it all over again and see what you can use from classroom to actual practical application.
Right.
The real life situation is always different than the tested or classroom scenarios that they come up with. So
Absolutely.
so with that being said, what was your craziest story as far as you getting to be the hero, as far as saving the day? Like, okay, this line is down, and this is the craziest thing that happened to us, but we did this and got everything up and running again.
Oh
You
man.
have one of those good
Um,
ones?
yeah, there's several good ones. Um,
Right.
actually, I'm gonna draw on something that happened more recently because
Okay.
that
All right.
involves what I'm doing, right?
Okay.
So we had this order that has to come out. It's at the end of the month. We have to make month. There's a dollar value associated with that, but on
Right.
top of that, it's more about customer relationships, right?
Heck yeah.
Um, and we have these furnaces that these high value parts run through, and they're,
Okay.
they're kind of the backbone of the operation.
Okay.
Well, these furnaces have been a problem for a couple of years. We had a technician that retired recently after I started here, and for the last 30 years, those were his babies. He knew everything about those furnaces. He kept
Right.
them running. My plant manager, when I started, he asked me, he said, "Hey, before this guy leaves, pick his brain, get what you can get from him." And, I did, but guys, from that era, they're pretty reluctant,
Right. Yep.
especially if you think you're going to be of value after retirement.
Correct.
So I actually, the manufacturer of these furnaces, they have technicians that come in here and they help us out a lot. And there's this one guy that's been doing it for 40 years. And
Okay.
so he came in, and this is right when I was developing and learning how to work with AI and stuff
Hmm.
and figuring out, hey, how do we solve for this brain drain? How do we solve this knowledge base that's leaving the building?
Yeah.
Um, and so I called the OEM and asked if their technician could come by and just walk me through some things. So I spent a whole day with him walking through these furnaces and recorded everything that he said, right? He
That's
gave me
awesome.
if this overpressure valve pops, you're going to be in a world of trouble because it's hard to get it reseated. And then
Right.
he leaned over and said, but, it's brass, so be careful. But if you knock it with a hammer, you know,
Right.
he gave me all the little trade secrets that he
Heck
knew.
yeah.
Um, so I took all that and I compiled a database.
Okay.
And so, kind of the system that I'm building here is you take all your information, you compile it in a database, your work order history, any kind of telemetry from IoT sensor history that you have.
Hmm.
And then when it comes time to go look at that one component or that one piece of equipment, you sandbox it. And so the only environment or the only information that exists in that sandbox belongs to that piece of equipment.
Right. Okay.
And so, because I had done this and I had done these interviews and I got all this knowledge, I was able to do that. And something that may have taken, a week to figure out, within 2 hours, I had that furnace up and running. We made the month, customer was happy, high
Heck
value
yeah.
customer. So it's just amazing that some of the things that we can do today, and especially with AI and other emerging technologies.
The AI stuff is still for me a lot to wrap my head around. I mean, in all honesty, you've got, I mean, I use ChatGPT. I hate to say it now, daily.
Mm,
But I do, I mean, even if it's looking up certain things or, back in the day, it was always YouTube University if you didn't know how to do something.
right.
And now it's ask your AI, and usually you get a step-by-step list of how to fix whatever. I mean, not always, doesn't always work, but there's quite a few times where it really does it really does exactly what it does. It figures
In
it out
my
for you.
experience, AI is correct roughly 80 to 85% of the time.
Okay. Okay.
I
Yeah.
argue with it a lot,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But where I see the real value in AI today is for problem solvers. So
Yeah.
if you're a problem solver, if you're a troubleshooter, if that's how your brain is wired already, AI can just enhance that
Yeah.
and suggest different avenues that you might not have thought of.
Yeah. It's like a brainstorming tool, right? Instead of having to
Absolutely.
use the whiteboard and doing the circles and writing the words and talking to your buddies or whatever else, you can literally now you can do it by yourself. Just ask, hey, ask your chat GPT or whatever and be like, hey, what are some other options for XYZ? And it'll spit out until you tell it to stop, which is, yeah, it definitely makes things easier at times. That's for sure. That's for sure.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I've sat down and developed an entire roadmap on asset management and how I want to progress it over the next 20 years. And by the way, if anybody is interested in anything that I'm doing or wants to know more, they can go to my website.
Yeah.
Uh,
Where's the website at?
it's ACOA HQ, OCOAHQ.com.
HQ. Okay. Got you. Outstanding. Yeah, that's good for everybody that's listening and watching. I mean, they can look this stuff up. That's great. Um, so when you say you've got your pieces of assets, your machines or whatever else, what kind of machines are you guys running? I mean, what kind of are you guys doing any CNC work? Are you guys doing molds? I mean, yeah, I mean, you keep talking about furnaces. So kind of give us a rundown kind of what machines you're using to develop what kind of parts, I guess.
Yeah, so like I said, we have a high mix of equipment. So we use a lot of presses, a lot of different furnaces, vacuum furnaces, create inert atmospheres.
Uh-huh.
Um, we have two different chemical processing lines.
Uh-huh.
We do coatings, especially for the aerospace. There's a
Right.
lot of corrosive properties that we have to
Yep.
account
They
for.
definitely like their coatings, their ceramic
That's
coatings
right.
and such. Yep.
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
That some forming tools. So we do a lot of bending, shaping, CNC work. We have lathes from, I think our smallest part that we run a lathe on is probably 6 inches
Wow.
towards, and then our biggest is 8 feet. So
8 feet.
yes, it's crazy.
That's a huge machine. Yeah.
We got it from Germany a couple years ago and blew my mind.
That's Germans are they're interesting creatures. And I can say that because I got my citizenship in 2001. I'm German, so
Nice, nice, very
yep.
cool.
I'm fresh
Yeah, I've
off the
been
boat
over
if you
there a
want to
few
say it that way,
times.
you know.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a beautiful country over there.
Yeah, I'm actually headed over there on the 19th of this month. So I get to go back over. I'll be going over there for almost 2 weeks, going over there for business as well as seeing my friends and family.
Oh,
So
very cool, very
the
cool. What part?
southern part, just about an hour away, 45 minutes away from Stuttgart. So,
Okay.
yep. It's we'll be flying into Munich and kind of check out the lower area. I got to go over to Switzerland and go visit a company over there as well. But yeah,
Oh, that's exciting.
it's always nice to go over there. It's good. I mean, for me, it's I always say it's going home. Although I've
Right,
been in the United States for well the majority of 36 years now, so for the majority part of my life. But I mean, my roots they're still in Germany, and the food, the drinks, you still got your friends and your family, and it's just the people you grew up with. So
for sure.
that's
Yeah.
gonna be a good trip. Gonna be a good trip.
Well,
Yep.
that's super cool. Super cool.
So here's a fun little question. So when you talk to friends, families, or whatever else, or when you tell them what you do or that you work at say it again.
Yeah, Technetics.
Technetics, there we go. Sorry. Uh, what do they say is kind of the wildest idea of like, what's the wow effect to them? Like, oh my gosh, you do what? What do you think is the biggest wow effect that your friends and families think about your job and what you do?
Um, well, I guess that's when I tell them about what I do at Technetics and what we do at Technetics, the biggest wow thing is that we produce seals for nuclear reactors. And
Wow.
everybody is like, wow, right there in the
Yeah.
middle of Columbia, South Carolina, huh? Never
Right.
knew that. Never would have expected that.
Yeah. No way. I
Um,
would never have thought of that.
Yeah, so that's what most people find as the wow factor here at Technetics. Uh, Now, on the OCOA side, when I tell them what I'm doing and what I'm developing, I'm very much a maintenance background, not a software tech background. So when I tell them that I'm building these systems and showing them how I'm doing it, that they're just amazed at the how far AI has come. That somebody with no coding experience, I know a little SQL, that's about it, um, but somebody with no coding
You already know
experience.
more than me.
But that I can take my non-experience and actually be building these robust systems.
Right. Yeah, it's for me it was always people don't realize how much of our daily lives or how much of the products that we use on a day-to-day basis is manufactured by CNC machines or 3D printers or whatever else. I mean, 3D printers are coming up, not quite so
Yeah.
much yet, but I mean, CNC machines are still manufacturing a lot of these parts, and your cars, your aerospace, seals. I mean, you name it. Like you were saying earlier, you guys even have some that go up to, would you say 8 feet?
Yep. Yep.
So I mean that's 8 foot. I mean, I'm 6 foot tall, so that's already that's 2 feet tall. I mean, 8 foot. That's a giant piece.
That's
So, I
huge.
mean,
It is. It is.
there's no way of lifting that. I mean, that's crane operated, just to get that piece in and out.
Yeah.
That's huge. That's quite phenomenal. I mean, absolutely.
Now,
So,
I've done a lot of thinking about the future of maintenance and like something like that.
mhm,
And, how do we take our, IoT telemetry and what do we do with that information?
right.
Can you imagine? I don't know how much you know about blockchain and blockchain technology and what
Mhm.
it's useful for, but can you imagine a world where that 8 foot lathe detects an anomaly, runs through all the work order history, all the tribal knowledge, all the sensory inputs, comes up with a plan, identifies what is most likely the problem, sends it to the or pings the supplier, says, hey, it's available, this is the lead time, this is how much it costs, sends it to the maintenance manager and says, hey, approve.
That
And
would
then
be
everything is done for you.
Yeah, I mean, again, like you were saying, I mean, that's where AI is going. All that
That,
stuff. It's wild. I remember a couple of years back. This was probably, oh, I don't even remember, probably 10 years ago or so, that
mm,
we did work on getting systems in place for larger companies as far as being able to spot whenever a spindle starts getting, you know, iffy, if you will. Again,
sure.
preventative maintenance versus reactive maintenance. So I did work with several companies on that part, and it's not quite as far as getting it work order or getting it approved and who needs to go do what. It was usually just going from a green light to a red light, and that was the alert to everybody. Was like, okay, wait a minute, something's wrong with this machine, we got a red light going on. But that's
Yeah,
even that for preventative maintenance, that helps us out unbelievable. I mean,
that's a
it keeps
start.
repair costs down, it keeps your turnaround time down, there's so many different things that it can help with, hence the purpose of preventative maintenance. But a lot of
Right.
companies, I mean, I would say the majority of companies, we are still in that whole reactive maintenance versus preventative, which
Absolutely. And
it is what it
unfortunately,
is.
I see that way too much.
Yeah.
And that's why I decided to start ACOA, on-chain operational assurance.
Hmm.
It's because I see the future and how we can get so much better.
Yes.
And when I'm employed, the employer might not see that future the same
Correct.
as I do.
Yep.
So
Yeah, they don't
that's
see
why,
everything that we see. I mean, they
right,
don't. They're taking care of the other things that they need to take care of. I'm talking down to what they do. I mean, it's very important. However, they a lot of times don't have the opportunity to see or to have to deal with the situations that the guys on the floor have to deal with. So,
absolutely.
yeah,
And that is why I've made it my mission. I understand how the future of this industry is going to go, and I just want to share that with people.
yeah, that's awesome. I mean, that's going to be. You get a good program going. You just let me know. I got you.
All right.
We'll run with this. So,
Awesome.
hey, outside of your work on your day-to-day basis or whatever, what do you do for a hobby? I mean, you still dabble with your army colleagues? Do you what do you do for fun?
So that's a great question, Martin. Great question. I explained to you everything I'm doing with OCOA. I do work a full-time day job as
And then you
well.
take it home.
I, I do. I work,
Oh,
until midnight most days. And then I've got 5 kids at the house running around, 5 boys who
That'll keep you
require
busy.
attention
Five
as well.
boys.
Yes, sir.
That'll keep you busy. I got
Um,
one, and that one he works here with me. He's in his 20s, but he
nice.
still keeps me on my toes. Daggone.
So I guess really the only thing I do for me as a hobby is I go to the gym for an hour a day.
Yep. I that was my sanctuary for the longest amount of time, and my father just passed away not too long ago.
Oh, I'm
So
sorry to hear that.
yeah, it's been pretty rough for me and my brother, but and my mother, of course, especially. But
Mm,
we're the day doesn't stop, the time still goes on, the sun rises and the sun sets, so we got to keep moving forward.
yes,
Um,
sir.
but a lot of that is just, I mean, a lot of my spare time and free time is kind of dissipated. But I get my bench in at home at least. That's the only
There
thing
you
I've been
go.
doing. Literally, I've been getting my bench in because I got a power rack at the house, but that's about it. So,
Nice.
but other than that, God, I got to get my butt back in the gym.
Hey,
It's
every little
so
bit helps.
mental. It's a mental thing for us. I don't know
It
if it's
is.
us military guys or just of us gym heads or meatheads or whatever you want to call us. But it's just it's ingrained in us. That's for sure.
I think it has a lot more to do with the military than we might realize. When
Yeah.
I first separated, I went 2, 3 years. I never touched a gym.
Yeah.
And then when I started going back, my wife was like, "You're not allowed to miss the gym anymore." Like the mental shift
Right.
was very
Yep.
evident.
Yep. So, question for you from military. Where'd you go to boot camp at? I mean, you were
Fort
Army.
Jackson.
Where?
Yes, sir. Fort Jackson,
Fort Jackson.
right
Okay.
here in Columbia, South Carolina.
Okay. Yeah, we got Fort Sill is over here in Oklahoma. That's the artillery
Mhm.
school. So that's the artillery school for all branches. Um, so
I
Army,
did not know that.
or yep, we're all together there for our MOS, but they also have boot camp there as well. So that's why I was curious to see if you had the pleasure of being, let's see, yeah, just stuck. I mean, it's Fort Sill.
Yeah.
Yeah. But well, it's awesome, man. Well, I appreciate you coming on here and chatting with us and talking about what you do and how you do your things. Again, let us know who you are one more time and how people can get a hold of you and find you. And yeah,
Yes, sir. Martin, I very much appreciate you having me on. It was a pleasure talking with you. Again, my company's name is ACOA On-Chain Operational Assurance. You can contact me, go to my website, send me an email. The website is ocoahq.com.
outstanding. Well, for everybody else, thanks for tuning in and listening, and we will see you next time.
Thanks for listening to Maintenance and Manufacturing Insights with Martin Engster. Want to be featured on the show? Head over to maintenancemanufacturinginsights.com/guest to apply and share your story with the industry.